Good morning, everybody. This is Eureka John with Eureka Street Crypto Hub, broadcasting live on September 20th, 2021 at 5:56 in the morning from Leander, Texas, a quaint little suburb of Austin. And it is a Monday morning. So for those of you who had a rowdy weekend, it's time to get up, get out of bed, drag your ass to work. That's all I'm saying. All right. So good morning, Randy. Thanks for jumping on. I hope the stream quality is okay today. I've tried to mess around with it, but I didn't have a whole lot of time. Yesterday was me and my wife's anniversary, so we had to, go do the whole deal, go to the fancy restaurant and all that stuff. And, so, all right. Went to the melting pot and did fondue. So I've never been to the melting pot, and I've only done fondue once a long time ago, actually over in France. So anyway, all right, so let's get started and talk about some crypto. Let me open up my kombucha. All right, so this show, if you don't know, it's a video blog, and this covers basically just me discovering anything in crypto on a day-to-day basis. And every single day is my discipline to try to read something or learn something about crypto. And I don't come on this show claiming to have done all the research and all that stuff. A lot of times I don't have time to. So this is my time in the morning to publicly discover stuff in crypto along with you. And I do look at things before, but this is my dedicated time to do this. All right, so that being said, just kind of giving the disclaimer, because what I'm about to talk about here today, I don't really know jack squat about. So we're gonna look at this together. In the meantime, let's see where the market is. All right. So, Bitcoin $47,964.42, Ethereum $3,393.95, Cardano $236, Binance $408, XRP $1.07, Solana $159. Everything's a little red right now, and that's okay. I just to let you know, I broadcast every single morning, every single day. I don't skip a beat, and I don't really look at the prices to really follow price and try to do chart analysis and TA and all that stuff. It's not what I do. I'm not focused on price, but I do kind of just like looking at the daily scorecard. Just like back in the old days of the newspaper, the first place that I would open up would be the baseball team standings, and I would look at the standings and look at the stats and stuff like that. And it's not that I am really a stat hound or care that much about it, but it's just kind of cool. It's kind of like a little daily thing. And so I open up the crypto market and I look at where everything is sitting. And, I'm kind of looking, I know they're not horses in a horse race, but it kind of looks like it sometimes. And USDC has been knocked down to number 10. Binance Coin is down to number 5. Tether's at number 4 as far as stable coins are concerned, but there are 3 stable coins once again in the top 10. And so that being said, I want to look at a specific and see if there's a coin. Let's see here. XCP. I want to see this. I want to see this and check it out. And I'll explain myself here in a second. Counterparty. I was introduced to Counterparty yesterday, and it seems to be quite a fascinating project. And I'm going to get, I believe, if he's agreed to so far. Maybe if he watches this episode, he might not agree to. But okay, so Counterparty is $26.27, and let me go in here and go into Counterparty and I'll show you the tweets where that led me to this little mini investigation, preliminary investigation, just to dip in the water of what Counterparty is. So, all right, let me move my chat box over here so I can see when people say anything. All right, so oh, I forgot to turn on my little. See, I have a ring light. It makes me feel kind of vain to have a ring light in my office. But I don't know. It doesn't seem to make that much of a difference. But I don't know. Whatever. All right. So okay. So I follow this guy Vlad Costea. He's a really interesting dude from Romania, I believe, and kind of provides. He's a, kind of a Bitcoin maxi. Calls everything else shite coins and all that type of stuff. And but he has a podcast called Bitcoin Takeover, and it's on Apple and Spotify, and he has some really a wide variety and interesting guests. He seems to be very open to a bunch of different opinions, and so it's not like the typical Bitcoin maxi that you see out there that is just won't even have a conversation, or at least as far as I'm sure in person they probably will, but about any other coins besides Bitcoins. Yeah, people in person are a lot different than sometimes you see on Twitter, and I always assume the best of people, even though somebody might act like an ass on Twitter. Oh, sorry, my collar. But I mean, this guy doesn't. He acts just fine on Twitter, and I really like a lot of his work. He has come out with a little magazine that he's made, and he's been sending it to people as well. So work on Bitcoin, creating free Bitcoin education, and his podcast covers all different types of topics, but in all different types of guests, art, music, and philosophy. But he covers in his podcast a lot of different types of Bitcoin wallets, and I didn't really know that there was that many types of Bitcoin wallets. But people really get in and they create all different ways and approaches of storing Bitcoin. Um, so, um, see, here's his magazine right here. This cool magazine from Bitcoin Takeover in the mail. So yeah, I would follow this guy. He's a pretty interesting dude. So anyway, he created an NFT on Bitcoin, and I was just like, okay, I'd heard about possibly people creating Bitcoins on Bitcoins NFTs on Bitcoin, but I didn't really know that much about it, and it was just kind of in passing. But he created, like, I guess this is his second Bitcoin, or Bitcoin leftist tears number 4. Bitcoin living rent free in your head +4. Uh, Social justice warrior getting orange pilled. Strength, Hegelian dialect. Weakness, declining faith in fiat. Special attack, modern monetary theory. Ultimate attack. Paul Krugman said, Hodler's convention plus conviction plus 75%. So pretty funny. And let's look at this other one too. This is the one I saw yesterday. Leftist tears number 3. NFTs are boiling the oceans. Mainstream media FUD +3. Celebrities launching NFTs -3. Strengths, Twitter virtue signaling. Weaknesses, unbiased data. Uh, Special attack, delete that tweet. Ultimate attack, ESG compliance. More NFTs get minted out of spite. So yeah, I want to see leftist tiers 1 and 2 also. So it's pretty funny stuff. So he is minting these on using a counterparty, which it's not really Bitcoin, but it's a chain that uses Bitcoin to where it's kind of a Bitcoin NFT. So let's see what he has to say about it here. So new NFT from Leftist Tears series, Social Justice Warrior getting orange pilled. Leave your counterparty, and I'll pick 3 random people to get it for free. Okay. All right. So let's go down, and I will find this original tweet. And okay, you can learn about the pre-Ethereum history of Bitcoin assets, smart contracts, and collectibles, rare paypays. So I did know that there was that there are some projects that are allowing smart contracts. I know Blockstacks has been working on doing smart contracts on Bitcoin. And I knew even before Bitcoin, they were doing colored coins and Mastercoin and stuff like that. Not before Bitcoin, before Ethereum. They were doing colored coins and Mastercoin and stuff like that to try to work out how to do programming on Bitcoin. Now, a lot of Ethereum people's argument will say, well, all those people eventually left Bitcoin and went to other projects, including Ethereum, and that's where they are now. And the only people left in Bitcoin are the Bitcoin maxis. I mean, that's kind of a harsh statement. I don't necessarily agree with that, but that's just things that I hear. So I just work here, man. Um, all right. So Counterparty is the Bitcoin protocol for smart contracts, tokens, and rare assets. Every operation, creating, transferring, renaming, is a Bitcoin base layer transaction which introduces data into the immutable blockchain. It was launched before Ethereum and will outlive it. And then he says, also don't confuse it with some shitecoin protocol. While you can use it to create tokens, just like Liquid and L3 RGB, I don't know what those are, it does every operation on the Bitcoin blockchain. The only reason why it became unpopular is that it couldn't scale, but the meme pool is now empty. Okay, why is the meme pool empty? Anyway, falling down this rabbit hole has helped me discover the hopes and expectations of early Bitcoiners who wanted to put stocks, collectibles, and real estate on Bitcoin blockchain. Some of them started at Ethereum, others work on side chains and layers, but this is the OG protocol. Okay, so he's saying that all this stuff is where it started. It reminds me of Komodo. Komodo uses kind of a notarization process to utilize the Bitcoin security on its blockchain, and it can have NFTs, it can have smart contracts, and all that stuff. And then Ravencoin as well is also a project a lot like Bitcoin, using the UTXO model that enables smart contracts and enables NFTs, and their main goal is to create tokenization. So it's kind of a Bitcoin 3.0 in a way, or I don't know. But Ravencoin and Komodo are a lot what like this sounds like. But let's dig deeper. Hold on. Okay. All right. So it inspired me to look up this NFT. So let's take a closer look at it again. And here's my example. Where is the link that showed Explorer? All right. So where did you go? All right. So Xchain, yeah. So Xchain is the Counterparty blockchain explorer. Hey, good morning, Metanoia. How you doing? All right. So let's see here. So here's where the NFT is sitting on the Counterparty blockchain explorer. The XCP is the token ticker for Counterparty, so it's not a Bitcoin token ticker. And so owner, issuer, the different addresses, they look like Bitcoin addresses. And so let's go over here to the Counterparty website and take a look. And let's see. Doing well, just chilling, Metanoia says. Okay, well, glad you chose to chill with me. So let's see here. Counterparty extends Bitcoin in new and powerful ways. We'd love to see you on our team. All right, so they have various wallets, about features. Okay, so let's go scroll down here. The technology that allows counterparty nodes to communicate with each other via the Bitcoin blockchain is the protocol. The assets create your own digital tokens in a matter of seconds, which can represent anything and are easily exchanged peer-to-peer. And then XCP, the native currency of Counterparty, used for advanced features and representing stake in the protocol. Kind of reminds me of ERC20 tokens. So Counterparty wallets, Bitcoin aware, Counterparty smart contracts are Bitcoin aware and can also interact directly with the Counterparty tokens. Lightning Network, currently under development, payment channels support will allow rapid exchange of assets and are compatible with the Lightning Network. Yet again, something going to be using the Lightning Network. I talked a few days ago about Bitcoin and the metaverse, and it acting as a foundational monetary layer of the metaverse. I know Ethereans, people that love Ethereum, are also saying that their currency is the foundational layer of the metaverse, and so it's kind of all these tribes right now, they're saying that theirs is the best. Why doesn't everything just kind of work together and people dialogue and communicate? I was completely unaware of Counterparty and any of this stuff, and I know Lightning Network, but like it's because I talk about something other than the currency or the project that I am closely affiliated with. I guess I would say that I'm kind of an Ethereum because I do like Ethereum, and I'm part of the Bankless DAO, which is very bullish on Ethereum. And yeah, I understand Ethereum, but I also like to go out there and look and cross the borders and not be like the Hatfields and McCoys on each side of the river arguing with each other and we'll never understand each other. So I want to reach out and understand where these maximalists for Bitcoin are coming from, why they think what they think, and if there is any type of redeemable talking points. And I think that this could be something, Counterparty. Um, Asset creation, custom assets. Custom named assets can be created for small anti-spam fee, and numerical assets are free to create. Decentralized exchange, or the DEX. Exchange assets trustlessly using the counterparty's DEX. And then secure and open source. All Counterparty software is open source and has been formally reviewed by several well-known Bitcoin security experts since its release in January 2014. So get started, create a wallet, yada yada yada. All right, let's see here. Learn more about the Counterparty platform. Sure, don't mind if I do. I always go to frequently asked questions because that's where a lot of the duh questions that the team thinks are duh questions, but when I start out looking at a project, I have a lot of duh questions. So how does Counterparty work? Counterparty embeds data into regular Bitcoin transactions to a regular Bitcoin client. Okay. These transactions look like normal Bitcoin transactions, with one party sending another party a very small amount of Bitcoin. A Counterparty node, which runs the Bitcoin client along with the Counterparty software, the Counterparty node will recognize and interpret the data in these Bitcoin transactions based on specific rules. From this, it constructs its own ledger of Counterparty transactions that it has seen on the Bitcoin network. Okay, so better understand this. Here's a record of Counterparty transaction where one address is sending 48 SJCX tokens, storage tokens, a custom token used by storage, to another address. And then it says, here's what the transaction looked like to a blockchain.info. Okay, all right. You're a popular Bitcoin block explorer. Okay, all right. So they're showing what a transaction looks like on that explorer. You can see that while it is indeed a Bitcoin transaction, the amount of Bitcoin moved is small. In reality, the Bitcoin spent is just enough to compensate the Bitcoin miners to include the transaction in a block. Essentially, the user that sent the transaction is paying the Bitcoin network to record and secure this embedded counterparty data. Now, this sounds almost exactly like Komodo to me. And Komodo runs its own chain alongside the Bitcoin network chain. And every 10 transactions or so or whatever, it creates a little notarization over on the Bitcoin blockchain to secure that data. To me, right off the cuff, that's what this sounds like. I could be wrong. And that's why I would love to have Vlad Kostea and maybe, some other people who understand this better to come on and help explain it to me. But yeah. I'll work on that. So Counterparty is not its own blockchain, but rides on top of blockchain. That's the question. And say yes. Another way to think of it is similar to a Russian nesting doll, where the bigger doll would be the Bitcoin transaction, and the next doll inside of it would be the Counterparty transactions. This embedding method is technically known as embedded consensus. Okay. Is Counterparty polluting the Bitcoin blockchain? Because as you might know, and if you don't know, then you'll know now. The more stuff you put on a blockchain, the more it bloats the blockchain. So whenever you're doing an Ethereum transaction, for say, and you're just maybe sending some Ethereum from one wallet to another, or some ETH, however you want to say it, then it's a pretty small transaction. But if you want to get involved in stake and get in some heavy smart contract and go into some yield aggregator or create NFTs, buy and sell NFTs on OpenSeas, that's some pretty heavy stuff, and it requires a lot of different transactions, a lot of stuff, a lot of information. The more information and code that you're piling into a smart contract, the more stuff has to go onto the blockchain and bloat it up, and that is real estate. And real estate on the blockchain costs a lot of money, and so it could be bloating or polluting the blockchain. So they're wondering, is Counterparty polluting the blockchain then with these NFTs and stuff like that? No, 99% of Counterparty transactions utilize a data utilizing a data encoding method called op-return, which is fully prunable, meaning that the data may be safely discarded by Bitcoin nodes which wish to do it so. But the remaining 1% of transactions, a different encoding method, is utilized that produces fully spendable outputs. These outputs do not stick around in the critical list of unspent outputs, the UTXO set. On top of this, every counterparty transaction pays a fair fee for the network to inclusion. So an op return is a little, that's what Komodo uses. Again, it's what it uses to kind of notarize, to say, hey, this transaction was here for this much, If you want the information, it can be retrieved. And I don't know the technicals of it, but there's a way that you can skim it down and make it bare bones, and that op return command is what does all this. And so then again, here they use, I would love to get somebody who's very knowledgeable about the technicals of Komodo, and then somebody who's very knowledgeable about the technicals of Counterparty, to get on here, and then both of them talk, and then me just kind of like sit back and listen, be like, and just kind of learn, because I think they could probably have a lot to say to each other. So our counterparty transactions less secure than Bitcoin transactions. As counterparty transactions are Bitcoin transactions, their data is probably just as secure as any other Bitcoin transaction. And then how do they nodes stay in sync? What's to stop one node from disagreeing with another? As all counterparty nodes run the same code and receive the same Bitcoin transaction data, the ledgers across each node matches exactly. Counterparty nodes are not like Bitcoin nodes in that they don't communicate with each other. They simply connect to the Bitcoin software and download transactions from it, decoding each one as they go along. And this way, the immense security and computing power behind Bitcoin is leveraged as the transport network for counterparty data. Given the above, there is no counterparty peer-to-peer network like there is a Bitcoin peer-to-peer network. Counterparty-aware nodes comprise a subset of Bitcoin full nodes. Interesting. So there really is no peer-to-peer consensus network for Counterparty, because it's just only communicates with the Bitcoin network, where Komodo is its own separate peer-to-peer consensus network, and it just uses the Bitcoin network for security as notarization. Okay, all right, okay. I found some differences there. All right, Counterparty is optimal for mainly higher value transactions and greatly benefits from the security of the main chain. However, if side chains are ever released, there is no reason they couldn't be made to work with Counterparty. This is the beauty of Counterparty's embedded consensus technology. It can work with just about any blockchain out there, including sidechain designs. Interesting. I thought Bitcoin was against sidechains. I don't know, because of the security issue, but we'll see. What is XCP? That's that token I looked up at the beginning. It's the native currency, the native token of Counterparty. It's a technical necessity for adding advanced features to Counterparty, which by nature require a protocol-aware currency. Bitcoin can only be aware of Bitcoin, while Counterparty can be aware of both Bitcoin and XCP itself. This makes it possible to escrow funds, trade in a decentralized manner, and harness the full potential of programmable money, including NFTs. All right, so let's go take a look at this wallet and see what's up with that. I'm about to run out of time anyway, so I don't want to go over. I need to be on time to work today. So here's the Counterparty wallet. It's a book of orbs, mobile counterparty wallet offering client-side encryption and decentralized trading. Casa Tucan, the first multi-chain wallet. Okay, Counter Tools, Freeport, Google Chrome extension, free wallet, open source, Indie Square wallet. Wow, man, that's a lot of Monia wallet, Rare Pepe wallet, and then Vanilla XCP. Man, dude, this is I can't keep up. I'm telling you, every single day I discover something else, and my mind is just blown. I don't know, man. I'm gonna, yeah. So, and this guy here, one last thing. If I offered, say, $75,000 as a prize for holding a bit asset sidechain, would anything cool come of it? And there's some blank sidechain code. Bit asset spec. I'm very short on time, but I have the money, or would it just be a time-consuming mess? Let's take a quick look at this thread. or is it a terrible idea for some reason? I'm not a project manager or manager of training. I'm just a guy who likes, okay. All right, to be clear, the Bit Asset sidechain is a place for people to make and trade ERC20 style tokens. It's not an ERC20 style token. Hardcore Bitcoin maximalists would, I expect, support this idea as it moves XCP style junk off the main chain. And in order to get that XCP stuff into Bitcoin, there's a lot of connecting tissue that is a dead weight for both Bitcoin and XCP users. All right, so all this, and then Mr. Komodo World pipes in and says all this would be better built on a Komodo custom blockchain since it can assetize, sidechain Bitcoin, and bridge ERC20 and crypto conditions are a vastly improved form of contracts, including oracles. If only there were more cryptocurrency trained devs. So yeah, and then Pirate Chain, also comes up out of the woodwork. Do it. We launched out of the box on Komodo with months of development advancements. And that's an argument I was talking about with crypto chemistry yesterday. A lot of people who call every other coin complete shite coins and only do Bitcoin, or they tell people where to start out. And a lot of people say, well, you have to start out way back at the history of Bitcoin and you have to kind of work your way up, but I was saying, why not just introduce some new people just straight away, just to Cosmos or just some new blockchain 3.0 technology, rather than have them go through the entire history of blockchain technology in order to get into cryptocurrency. Start them off with a wallet, start them off with some new blockchain 3.0 technology, get familiar with the interface and how it works and everything like that, then figure out the history and all that stuff. And people don't have to learn about the entire history of something. You don't have to learn about the entire history of the automobile to drive a Tesla, so I don't know. But yeah, so that's what Komodo did. They went ahead and just launched out of the box on, not Komodo, Pirate Chain launched out of the box on Komodo with months of development advancements. They didn't go back and try to reinvent all this, privacy chain stuff from square one. They're just sitting on the shoulders of giants. All right, so anyway, that being said, yeah, I got to get to work. This has been an interesting episode. I have a lot of work to do. That's all I got to say. And I want to repeat, I'm not trying to teach you guys anything, and I'm not trying to say that I know about all this stuff. This is what this show is, asking questions. And I have a lot of questions, and I'm not scared to ask them. And I want anybody who wants to come on and give me answers to please do so. So, yeah. Yes, see you later, Randy and Metanoia. Yes, there's a lot of things going on, as always. Gotta wake myself up. Okay, all right, I'll talk to y'all later.